Hello. For those of you who don't know me, and for those out there who are looking at the screen thinking, I know the face, I'm Steve Hunt. I'm sending you this video by way of a thank you, really, because this September just gone marked 30 years in my finance career. Yes, 30 years. Where on earth has that time gone? Well, I'd like to take you back and show you where and how it all started. Come with me. It was 1976, that long, hot, record-breaking summer. I was 13 and all I was really interested in was tractors. A local neighbouring farmer and friend was having to feed hay to his dairy cows because there was no grass, and I was lucky enough to get to drive his tractor while he kicked the hay off the back. It was a tractor just like this. It was this very tractor, and this is the same very farmer. So after school and college, I came out into the big wide world with a bit of debt and a remaining desire to just be involved with tractors. The same local neighbouring farmer kindly took me on where I worked for him for a couple of years, driving a tractor much like this. In fact, it was this very tractor. After a couple of years, my dear farmer friend, after seeing a job advert in the paper, said to me,
"That would suit you."
And so soon after, I took a job working for Medland Sons and Twos, or MST, selling Massey Ferguson tractors to farmers in Devon. Tractors a bit like this. In fact, and there is a theme here, I did sell this very tractor, brand new, to this very farmer. It was soon after this that I secured a position with Barclays Mercantile Highland Finance, where I was taught finance from the bottom up using a calculator, pen and paper. All communications with customers were done by telephone or face-to-face. All communications with head office were done by telephone and post. We had no email and no computer. They were good times, interesting times. I had an annual target to lend £2.5 million, a figure which at times will do in a month nowadays. When John Deere launched their own finance company in 1996, I joined them soon after and stayed there for some years, learning more and benefiting from some very interesting situations. I was there for the formation of John Deere's bank in Luxembourg, which is still their head office today. And it's fair to say that I've enjoyed a long and happy connection with John Deere after my initial start with Massey Ferguson. And as many of you will know, I did have a brief spell back with Agco Finance in 2006. In 2008, I started Stephen James Hunt Finance, using my full name to differentiate myself from somebody else doing the same thing in the same industry with the same name in the same area. In 2010, Heather, my wife, left the health service and joined me in partnership and succeeded in sorting out our back office function, which, left to me, had been nothing short of chaotic. Without Heather's support, none of what Stephen James Hunt Finance has achieved would have been possible. In 2015, when the FCA took over regulation of our industry from the Office of Fair Trading, we joined forces with 4 other similar businesses and formed a new Tackle Finance Limited. This gave us greater choice and opened up a larger panel of funders, allowing us to be even more competitive in what is always a challenged market. When COVID struck, we had to adapt and the whole industry became more remote and, I have to say, more efficient, where arguably efficiency has never been my middle name. And today we can offer finance faster than ever before. So I do give a very big and very sincere thank you to what amounts to over 2,500 customers, of which nearly 1,800 of you have live agreements today, which is very humbling and very rewarding to know that I've been accepted and welcomed in the farming industry, an industry where my heart firmly lies. I've learned in my career the enduring truth in the cliche, when one door closes, another door opens. Heather and I have decided that now's a good time for us to step aside and allow our co-director Julian to take up the baton and allow us to spend time with our grandchildren, children and wider family. And so happily, I'm letting you know that this Christmas, Heather and I will retire, confident that you will be supported as well as you have been to date. And now I'll let Julian tell you more.
Steve and I have been business partners for over 11 years, and for the past 2 years I've been working closely with his customers to establish continuity ahead of Steve's retirement at the end of the year. Some of you have already met me and many of you have spoken to me on the phone. With access to detailed historical customer information, it will be very easy for me to pick up from where Steve leaves off. As from the 1st of January, I will be handling all your existing and new business inquiries and will do my very best to maintain the high level of customer service Steve has provided for you over the years. My contact details will be shown at the end of this video, and I'm generally available 7 days a week. I very much look forward to working with you all and wish Steve and Heather the very best for their retirement.
Thank you, Julian. So I bid you farewell. Keep up the good fight, and the next time you see me, you won't need your checkbook. And in the words of A.A. Milne, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.